Hi Cancer, welcome to your December 2018 General Tarot reading. It's Rena and just shuffling the cards. Whoa, very interesting. The heart of the matter is the King of Cups. This is a card that is associated with mature water sign males. So that would be your sign of Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And sometimes the profession that they are in is like a counselor or a clergy figure, like a priest or a pastor, or a, somebody who's a therapist or something like that. It can be, this could be a person who is like a father to you or could be your father. But especially if he is a very caring kind of a person, somebody who really seems to genuinely care about you. So anybody, even if it's somebody that you're interested in dating, and this is the kind of person that would be really good for you actually, because you are emotional and you want your emotions respected and not ridiculed or kind of, glossed over. So this kind of a person would be a good influence on your life. And by the way, when I said older, or I think I said more mature, usually they would even say chronologically that this person will be older, but I think that I've read that, it can be a different type of maturity that doesn't have anything to do with one's age. So it's possible that the person's younger than you even. The heart of the foundation card is the Ace of Swords. And this is a card of coming to clarity in your life. And something has become clear to you that has allowed you to maybe see this person for who they are. Maybe for some people, you have needed to talk to somebody, but you were kind of in denial about it, and you finally realized that you needed to talk to somebody. By the way, the term marriage counselor came into my mind as well. So I don't know if it's more like somebody that you're seeing for a relationship, or if it's just somebody in your life. The Ace of Swords may have allowed you to see somebody in a positive light that you previously kind of looked over. Maybe it's somebody who has always had a thing for you, and you've always kind of ignored this person because maybe you were somebody else, or you just did not value them, and now you do. I don't know. But what crosses you is the Hermit card. Now, it is possible, even though the King of Cups is, we could say this person will tend to be a good guy, that this person is simply a water sign individual, and maybe they do have some kind of problems, but and they're not good for you. The reason I'm leaning more towards a positive is because that the card was picked in the upright position, but I suppose anything's possible. With the Hermit card in the reverse position, the Hermit card connects to Virgo. So if that was somebody that you were with, or that you are actually even married to, because we have the Hierophant, then in that case, maybe the King of Cups is either a counselor that you're seeing to kind of, make that transition to get divorced, or sort out your problems in your marriage. Or this person could be somebody that you've met that you realize is who you truly love, and that this other person you don't really love. I don't know. But the Hermit card can be a card of not honoring the truth, not looking enough inside of yourself. And because we have the Ace of Swords, it could be that you're starting to see things more realistically about somebody in your life. Maybe it's because you're going to therapy, or maybe it's simply because you have somebody in your life who you really can see the contrast in terms of how they treat you compared to how this other person has treated you. And you just are like, wow, I didn't know it could be this good. I thought I had to settle for, what I settled for. And the reason that I'm reading this as more of a relationship matter than anything else is because the cards that are involved here make me think more of some kind of relationship. The King archetype can be somebody who's your boss. So, that could possibly be what's going on here, but some of these other cards almost suggest otherwise. So the higher message is the Five of Wands. This is a card of combative energy, so a lot of drama or competition, feelings of disharmony, bickering, things like that. What does this have to do with it? Well, this is kind of like on the philosophical level. What I would say is that if you're in any kind of a situation where that kind of interaction, the kind of aggressive interactions with a partner are commonplace, then that's something to realize and to get out of. And someone might, be a smart aleck and might say, well, duh, anybody knows that, but that's not true. There are a lot of people that tolerate stuff in their relationship simply because they think they have to. They don't think that they, I guess, deserve better than that. And it's sad because not only do you deserve better, but you have to, you have to show people how to treat them. You have to show people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you. That's the saying. And that comes from what you're willing to tolerate in a relationship. Another thing, too, that could be happening with a current relationship is that you are experiencing envy, jealousy on the other person's part. And what they do is, a lot of times, I've noticed this myself, they try to create a lot of headaches for you when they are envious of you or jealous of you. Because it's almost like, oh, you have all these good things happening, well, I'm going to like just be a pain in your butt so that you're always having to deal with me and what I'm talking about. The other thing, too, is that this card could involve other people and you don't even know it. This is something that I just want to draw your attention to. And this is the Morgan Greer deck, and they show, a bunch of different hands. This is, like, for instance, if this is a workplace situation and you're unhappy there, it could be that your co-workers are also creating the problem and the boss is the one who is believing them. Now, with the King of Cups, I don't think that there is a boss that is against you, because usually the King of Cups is very compassionate. However, now that I think about it, this person may be compassionate, but they may be very impressionable, especially if this is a Pisces boss. Because they may want everybody to be happy at the workplace, but they may also, if somebody tells them a false story about you, they may believe it with no evidence to support it. So what I'm saying is that you have to be careful about who you trust, because other people may be conspiring to create problems for you as well. And in personal relationships, this can be like friends or family members who are trying, in a way you could say, to poison the well, who may feel even a little bit jealous that you aren't around as much because you were with this other person and stuff like that. So my feeling is that this King of Cups individual may be well-meaning, but may not be strong enough in and of themselves in terms of being able to understand that these people are doing things on purpose to make you look bad. But anyway, I also feel that for some of you, this is a person that you have really come to appreciate, this King of Cups. The more mundane message we have here is the, I said Taurus, the Hierophant, which is connected to Taurus. But in terms of what this card represents, like the Hermit, there is a spiritual component, and it is dealing with, religious matters. Obviously, that's a religious figure. For some, it can be a symbol of marriage and the traditional values, okay? And the reason that this can come up sometime is that you may be accepting a truth about a relationship that has not been the way it should be, but you are afraid of bucking tradition, bucking your religious faith. You're afraid that you'll be judged for some reason. And the first thing I thought when I said that is, maybe you will. Can you like handle being judged for something and still be okay with it? It's not as scary as you think. Once you realize why people do what they do, then you never have to feel offended. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to understand why, but sometimes it's really blatant. What's coming in is represented by the Hangman, but actually in reverse. I actually got this for another reading, and this is the upright position of the Hangman, but I always get it confused because it's... And in the reverse position, I feel like you're going to take charge of this situation and make some kind of decision about what you're going to, how you're going to proceed. And it really does take guts to do that, because it can feel like very challenging to have to take the initiative when it's something that you may not be sure of 100%. But usually once somebody makes a decision that they're going to do something, the doing part is very easy, and it's like almost an afterthought. It's what leads up to it that is the hardest part to deal with. And I still think you're going to deal with it. The outcome is your card, the Six of Cups, and this is a card of soulmates. This is a card of the past. It's a card of children. I can't give you every scenario that with a spread, because there are too many people out there. There are too many different situations. Sometimes by pulling additional cards like this, the original card can make me change my opinion about things. Excuse me. So in this particular case, with this as the outcome card, and one of the possibilities connected to children, I think, wow, what about if this person has found somebody that they want to start a family with, because the king can be a father. And maybe they say, I want this person to be the father of my child. And of course, Cancer is a sign of the mother. And yet there are other cards that are suggesting maybe that you need to see the light, that you need to check in with your wisdom. Understand, with that Five of Wands, about what the relationship has been handing you lately. And maybe you're just only seeing the good parts. The Six of Cups is connected to Cancer, and it does have a very sentimental feel to it. So you might be the kind of person that you enjoy everything that is associated with, certain rituals, which I would put under the Hierophant, and they go back to your childhood and things like that. And it reminds you of your father. It reminds you, and you come to some clarity about this situation for some reason, that it really makes you aware of things. And what I think can be true as well is that perhaps you begin to see how you over-idealize things, that it wasn't as idyllic as you made it seem. In some cases, this can be just because this is the card of the soulmate, so this may be suggesting that you have met somebody and really gotten clear, that would be the Ace of Swords, on what it is that you deserve, or maybe just getting clear on your own identity to the point where you're like, yeah, I deserve this, this is what I want from a relationship, and this is what I'm going to get. And then you have manifested this person because this is what you have wanted all along. But maybe you had to do some of that work that made you see what the difference was between this person and a past relationship. So I'm going to pick an additional card from the new deck that I have. The Universe Has Your Back. And I'm going to just hope that I get a card that I haven't gotten before, because it's getting to the point where I'm getting the same card over again, even when I shuffle it. Good. Let's look at the picture. It looks like a hummingbird. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Oh, I'll put it here. Very nice. And my faith might mean not necessarily a particular religion or belief system, but your belief that your good is on its way. That's how I interpret this. And so I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you enjoyed this, Cancer. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below and have a wonderful December. Bye.